Recording in progress.
That's it.
How can we look funny?
Oops. Oh. Is it
Yeah,
better?
that's better. I was gonna say, you were yellow and couldn't tell what I
I
was.
think it's just the, yeah, just the angle, just the angle. Okay, this one, Kathy, you can sign that, yeah. Choose payment authorization.
Melanie stopped in, said Clarence has vertigo, he was throwing up, and went to the ER.
I saw her yesterday at the
Okay.
shop. She was,
He's not-
he hadn't had his vertigo at that point, but she said it's not
he's
doing so
not good
good.
at all.
Yeah, poor guy.
He said he's,
Yeah, okay.
I cannot say it's you're recording. So.
Yeah. Well, she said it to me in public place, so I figured that if I say that he's not.
Well, I
doing
was
good-
thinking
Do you
about,
understand this?
I do understand that.
Okay.
And actually, and I agree with it. And the reason, the principle on which I agree with it, I talked it through with Jim on the phone, that the miscellaneous, it's intended, yes, it's intended as winter roads, but plowing, but it basically, it's put in place for taking care of seasonal problems, and mud season is the season.
I called the auditor. She said if it was something other than roads, it would probably be an issue.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is
No.
arguable.
Well, that's how I felt about it when we discussed it, was that, that mud is as a result of our winter road, and it is what it is. If we didn't plow, we wouldn't have mud season.
I don't think mud season was that bad this year. We kind of dried out.
It's easy for you to say, honey.
Yeah.
The roads had ruts in them.
Oh, my God.
Well, I
No,
know some
For an
places.
awful lot of people, it was worse than
Gosh,
usual.
was it?
And that was-
Worse than some of
that
those
was
back
strict.
roads?
Oh, my God, it was really bad.
We had people on there now.
Yeah, we got Lenny and Bob. Well, you can't see them anyways, it's just their names.
Four. My friend. It's over. You're drinking too much coffee.
It's hailing out today.
I know.
What's that?
It was hailing
Just
out
a little
today.
bit, just a
Really?
little bit. Hail, sleet. I would call it sleet, but yeah.
it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, it
I
was
watched
pretty
over
brief.
by
It was
Lenny's,
pretty
but
brief this
didn't-
afternoon over in Fayette.
Yeah, we got a little bit on my side of the mountain, but I guess Lenny said it was quite a bit over her way. I was
At
surprised.
Lenny's house?
Well, she said it was sleeting quite bad there for a while. She posted it on Facebook.
Oh, well, it's.
I think it was here. too.
Yeah, well, it's here, but only for a few minutes at my place, and it was right back
Pardon me.
way. I was surprised. Well, they did say it might.
Maybe.
Well,
Well, it's still April, and if you've been listening to the news, they've been saying how you could still get some snow.
Yeah, just replace the check for Maddox. Is that the checks that we've been looking at?
Yes, there were 2 listed outstanding checks
Right, yeah, I'm-
forever.
I'm just asking you if that's this straightened out?
Yeah, but they
Was
were
it-
both for the same check. Someone, Becky or someone never got
Dan
rid
Matt-
of one of them, so it's
All straightened
it'll
out.
be fixed for April.
Was that the Dan Maddox one?
Yes.
Yeah, he came
Well,
in
it's-
and I said, if I issue this check again, will you cash it? And he said, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. Well, that's
I know
good to
there's some
know.
others.
But still, even getting rid of one, that was old. So getting rid of that is excellent. Excellent.
2018.
It's good to know. Yeah, it was old. Sumner Town of Buckfield, yes. Now, are we getting like new reg or re-reg from Buckfield?
It's all, they don't have plates, so anybody who needs a plate, they come here. And they, most of them go to Buckfield first, pay the excise tax, and then bring the forms here.
Because if they haven't paid their exercise, you get to send it back to Buckfield, right? Boy,
No, she said not to refuse them, but they would rather collect it on excise. That's why the check's not that much.
Boy, Les was awful pissed, I guess, the other day. Tricia told me. Well, why? He went down and paid his taxes.
In Sumner?
Yeah. Here's a sign that closed for training.
Oh, no.
Oh, you know,
Oh, she freaking
they have to
pissed.
do that sometimes. Okay, well. Better late than never. I'll call this, I'll call this meeting to order at 7:05. Have we all had the opportunity to review
Minutes.
the minutes?
Yep.
I'm ready to approve them, but I would like to at least mention that on the second page of the minutes, under American Rescue Plan Funds article for the town meeting, third line down, it says basically, it said that in terms of the things we're thinking about doing with the monies, said replacing beach boardwalk with pea stones. And I just want to say that that was a misunderstanding. Because the pea gravel was intended to be for,
I thought-
my understanding was that the pea gravel would have been from the parking lot down to the boardwalk, but that the boardwalk would remain.
Ben said he wanted to get rid of the boardwalk.
Yeah,
Well,
that
I'm
was-
sure he does, but
I think
I
he
think
thought that was
that-
the boardwalk.
You
I think
really
that's
would
what
have
he
to
said.
build it up, wouldn't you, because of the water?
That's what he
coming
said,
along?
was for the boardwalk.
he wanted to just replace it with pea gravel altogether.
Yeah,
Okay.
Morrow said,
Okay,
no, you can't do that.
no,
It's
well,
stupid.
no, you couldn't do it
You
anyhow.
have to pile, it was really.
Well, on
You put
top of
in all
that,
kinds of
and
culverts
then
yeah.
you are really messing with the
Yeah.
ecosystem, so no. Well, okay, that's the one piece I had to comment about. And other than that, I move we approve the minutes as written.
Yes.
All in favor?
Yep.
Video, right?
Sure thing. Sure thing, thanks. We have all had the opportunity to review the warrants, AP number 23, and the payroll warrants from March 23rd, March 30th, and April 6th. Yes.
Mhm.
Well, if we're all in favor,
Second it.
I move we approve the warrants as presented.
Second it.
All in favor? Okay. Reports, do we have anything from RSU 10?
I don't have anything.
No, and
Hmm.
Richard's not on there either.
I saw a brief clip from the meeting down to Buckfield, but I don't have a lot of detail on it.
The only
so-
thing I've heard on that was in 2 buildings they moved in down the high school, they can't use them.
Can't use them, why?
They're not up to code.
Are you kidding?
They're having their classes in the gymnasium.
Are you kidding? Not up to code in what way?
Fire. Sprinkler system.
How do you put sprinkler systems in them small buildings?
Nonetheless, the point.
Probably
I
a-
know,
there's
they
probably
have
a-
them, but-
Not about how do you, because
probably a
you certainly
way.
can't, of course there's a way, but the point I'm thinking is, excuse me, but who is in charge there? That is just, that is
Mhm.
crazy. Well, that's great. How long is it gonna take him to put some sprinklers?
I don't know.
Yeah, probably till the end of the school year. Okay, road report. Are we clear since last night on the road ordinance?
I think so. We'll just wait for that to be submitted to you for certification of wording.
Okay,
If it gets back in time, we'll have it in the warrant.
hopefully it will. Do we have a CEO report tonight?
You sent me this, an email.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Oh, you did?
Yes. I did. See that? I'm the one who had called him about that because the person who made the complaint called me. And I said, so what do you do with a complaint like that? Call the CEO.
Yeah, they redid the old cafeteria.
They did quite a bit, they've done quite a bit down there.
Because I saw it when we took our walk over there where they
Mhm.
fixed it last fall. Actually, there's only one. I don't know where they're talking about the second one is. I've been there for years.
Yeah,
There's only one.
there is definitely some kind of disgruntledness going on, and that is a civil issue.
There's only one footbridge. So must have just redid another one. There's only one. I,
You know, what do
Kathy
I know?
knows it because I took her over.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what one the other one is. The other one's the one by the stream there when you go to the tennis court, the other one.
Yeah, and
Because I took Kathy and all them one day.
Mhm.
Those have all been there for about 4 or 5.
well, nonetheless, what I remember is, not last year, it has to have been the year before, we had an issue with folks that, well, it had been ongoing, but we decided finally to deal with an issue of people who were basically using the further end of the Hartford Town Beach
Yeah, but this
as
is,
a
this
personal
is
party.
land that Camp Aquila owns.
Well, and one of the issues was that there was a bridge over there. Now, they were using that bridge for four-wheelers, which made it, I suppose, worse, but in any case, the footbridge was there and it went from their property to their property. But then their property butted right onto the town beach, and then they drive
Well,
from
this is,
that piece of
they're
their
both
property.
on
into-
Camp Aquila's.
But in any case, so the footbridge was entirely on private property, and they were still told to remove it. Because they would have needed to have a permit, and that's like a DEP permit. It's not just a come to the town permit. To cross, for a
These
stream,
these
for
are
a stream
both
crossing. So,
The footbridges and the, both on their own property.
You know, I haven't seen them. Good. I don't know.
Kathy has.
My sense of the investigation is that he was unable to observe anything that was a violation that he could notice. So that's done deal as far as I can tell. In any case, thank you for that. Nothing from the ACO?
No.
Oh, well, it's a blessing. And planning board report.
I have minutes from March meeting.
Right, and I actually have minutes from, minutes or at least notes from the public hearing, the public planning board hearing.
You do? I
Two,
didn't see them.
I'm so sorry, after the planning board meeting, I tucked them in my box thinking, okay, I've got to make sure these get passed out. I didn't just leave them on the counter though.
Are they approved?
It was just a transcript of what happened. I know very little. Basically, it's word for word what happened, Mr. Nason said this was a problem, and somebody else said that, and so on. And it is, depending on how much other stuff you've put in there, it's right in my box, and the one thing that really stands out is it's all in bold. You could check for it
All
there.
right, I'll take a copy. And
Oh,
put it in your
please.
book.
Please do. And I wish I could have kept it in my mind, because I would have said, oh, let's have a copy of that so we can all take a look at it, but in any case.
Let's see that one.
Nice, well, thanks for that. So, this mentions the Monday, March 14th, and that would be I said it's more transcript than minutes, but some notes from that. So, ordinance committee, well, we had our special meeting the other night. Talk about the
Ordinance.
I am here.
proposed
there you go.
administration ordinance.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we had a special meeting on Tuesday to discuss feedback from Leanne and Daryl Boness and MMA. And we are ever closer to completing the administrative ordinance. Our next meeting is the 19th, I want to say.
I believe so.
Yeah, at 7 at the town hall.
The 17th is Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's it for the ordinance committee. We are going to try to do the no spray in time.
Uh-huh. That would be so awesome.
It sure would.
So while we're all here, I'm just going to throw something out that is not on the administrative ordinance, but something that we might want to consider. Should we have something in there that stating that, because this is for the future and for looking forward, should we have something in there that states that the select board shall use the comprehensive plan as guidance as to what should be done? Or shall refer to the administrative ordinance as, as needed. I'm not sure what the wording should be, but it just strikes me that the comprehensive plan should be mentioned.
It needs to be updated. It's 4 years
Well,
overdue.
I know, we're way overdue. We were way overdue the last time too, if that makes you feel any better, but.
Well, I think we get
Just
some
thinking that the
grace
administrative
because of
might
COVID.
make mention somewhere that that the select board should be using the comprehensive plan as guidance, or something along that line. I haven't crafted the words, and I'm just throwing this out as something that we might want to consider including. Because
I wrote that down and we'll welcome you on the 19th.
we'll be there. The select board hasn't always done what I would consider a terrific job of following the comprehensive plan. And it would be nice to reform that and do a little better job in the future.
Good.
Okay, great. So next meeting is on the 19th. I'm going to say that there's probably not a fire warden report.
There's not, I know he has issued a permit because he did it right at the office.
Yeah, because somebody was burning when I came down tonight. Somebody was burning some brush.
Well, it's a good idea to get it done now before we get
Yeah.
into next month. Gets to be a very dry month for very bad. for us. It seems like most of our wildfires have been So if people need to burn, they want to get her done now, I would imagine.
Yeah, April's the best time.
Treasurer report.
I just have the expense report. I did just reconcile the checking account, but I didn't have it quite ready yet.
Okay.
So what kind of sense?
That's
Makes me
outrageous.
mad.
You
Could be
know,
worse.
you know,
Yeah, I have 90 cents on them.
Yeah, you want 90
There you
cents?
go.
I had 90
Well,
cents,
no,
it was
because
good.
you know, it's interesting. I was hearing something just last night about accounting, and the person who was talking about it said, you know, you got to get down to the penny, and you can't just take a penny and tape it to the,
No.
tape it in the page and call it good. You got to find that damn penny, and so I understand. It's like maddening.
Well, I
Mhm.
remember, what do you call it? My mind's not working tonight. Used to find odd change sometimes. And maybe that's where that odd change comes from, 90 cents.
No, this, because it was perfect in November, and then December, something happened.
Well, that's a headache.
Yeah, I know. I
Well,
used to
that
have
brings
to do
it,
find
that brings us then to calendar reminders, which we have, the nomination papers are due April 16th, 2022.
Did all four men return? How many? been
Only
returned?
two.
Just two?
Only two? Okay, and that the town office is closed on Monday, April 18th to celebrate Patriots Day. There you go.
So that must mean taxes are due the 19th in May, because the government said it would do the 18th versus the 15th, but in Maine and Massachusetts, 18th is a holiday, which means it would do the 19th.
Phew.
Yeah.
Not, you
I
know,
don't know.
Neither. Oh, my God. I'm always like screeching right up to the deadline. It's just how it is. And that there is a COVID vaccination clinic to be held on April 21st from 3 to 6 at the East Sumner Church. Does anybody else have any other calendar reminders of things we need to know about?
doing a fundraiser on the 23rd for the Chase family here.
The
at-
Cody,
right
the
here.
Cody family.
Cody
yeah.
family, excuse me.
Yeah, right, there's benefits up on the 23rd. I see that this is listed a little further down the way.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, yeah,
Benefit dinner.
okay, so, thank you for that. I'm actually glad that we have calendar reminders on there. Unfinished business. Well, okay, first we have, we don't have anything for unfinished business, so we're gonna go straight to open session. Does anybody else have something for open session?
Shouldn't we talk about bulky waste and the yard sale thing when we were gonna have the free yard sale?
That is one of the things we could talk about. So,
That's
there are a couple of us, a few of us, who have discussed the idea of having, because last year, when the swab shop in Sumner and Buckfield was closed, and people were starting to get very piled up with things that were too good to throw on the dump, but that they just wanted to move on. And we actually, I get permission from the principal of the high school to use the pavilion. And we had one day of swap shop, and so many people brought stuff, and so much stuff got moved. At the end of the day, there were a couple of piles that went onto a yard in Buckfield to have people cart off, but, and we put all the leftover clothing in the clothing bins, but unbelievable lot of stuff moved.
Crazy.
And we'd like to schedule this. We'd like to be able to have the town hall, and we'd like to be able to schedule this for ahead of bulky waste in Hartford, so that we could, and the date is this, which is the date in June, do you remember?
For,
It's the
Or the
9th.
ninth.
is
The
bulky
9th,
waste.
okay, June 9th is bulky waste, so we have to have it ahead of that. But we'd like to have the hall for a day to let people come and take stuff away. Now, we haven't got it all together. What we had for our, when we organized the swap shop day in Buckfield, we had a number of people with pickup trucks who offered to cart off that which doesn't get sold or doesn't go. If there's stuff that's good, it might be things that could be donated to the Hartford Heritage yard sale. You know, some of it might be good, some of it.
When is that?
Well, dang, that's a
I'm
good
just curious
question.
What month that normally is. I somehow
Don't they usually have
don't
it in
have
June?
it on my radar.
I think it's gonna be sometime in June, but frankly, I'm not sure. One of the things we know for sure is that the plant sale is the Saturday before Mother's Day, and that's in May. And I think that sometime in June is probably the yard sale, and I don't know if they've set a date, to be honest with you. Well, they'll want to use the hall, so it seems like they'd let you know. In any case, so we haven't set a date on this yet, but if we know that June 9th is the bulky waste,
What about Memorial Weekend?
Oh,
No?
I only say that.
because so many
because
people are
it's-
traveling and
It's
It
like,
is a big yard
I
sale
only-
day though.
it is a
Yeah.
huge
It
yard
is.
sale
I'm
time.
just thinking volunteers, because that's usually when I get my brothers up to open up.
Yeah.
and get yard
Okay,
work done.
well, you know, I don't think we need to
It's
set a,
get- we
I don't
need
think we
work.
need to set a date right now, but thank you for bringing that up. Because, you know, we do need to be thinking about it.
Yeah, because it says April. so-
Yeah.
It's too bad we couldn't do it the first weekend in June, because a lot of the people will be opening up cottages and stuff the last
So
weekend
the-
of May. And
Well, that's right, and
donations
that's
for
why the bulky trash has gone to June. People, I've had a number of people ask me, so when's bulky waste this spring? It's gonna be in June because we go for after Memorial Weekend. You know, I don't necessarily have a problem with doing it on Memorial Weekend, but let's chew this over a little bit and think about it in terms of what we'd like to see. Lenny, do you have any comments on this? Let's just assume that Lenny left her computer on.
No, I'm here.
Oh, I was thinking you were had gone off somewhere.
No, we want to have our, I mean, I would think we'd want to have our buy nothing swap shop, like around May 15th. I'm not looking at a calendar. If
That
bulky waste is-
that feels very soon to me.
Too soon.
Well, if bulky waste is June 9th, and what was the date you said for the plant sale?
Oh, the plant sale it has nothing to do with this, but the Hartford,
Well, scheduling.
the Hartford
What
Heritage
if,
Society wants to have a yard sale at some point, and I'm thinking that, you know, they may benefit from this too.
Plant sale.
well,
For Mother's Day, so-
June 4th is,
We have hearings on the 4th and the 1st, right? The first and the
4th is-
second,
Yeah, but that's would be, the yard sale would be on.
yeah.
I would think we'd want to avoid Memorial Day weekend.
Well, you know, that's
Or
kind of,
Memorial
that's
Weekend or
what,
Saturday.
that's
Well,
what.
What about June 4th, which is a Saturday?
We were just talking about that one. too.
I see, no, June 5th budget hearing. Do we have is it
On a
really?
Sunday?
June 5th is a Sunday.
No, this has got to be something that I still had plugged in there from last year or something like that. That's crazy. I know that ain't
you'll be
happening.
here by yourself.
You're looking at your calendar or the town calendar?
No, I'm looking at mine.
Okay, good.
She's looking at it.
No, I
Is
can't,
there,
I'm a
is
phone-
there,
and the town calendar doesn't really work well at all for phones.
That
I don't
way-
even, I never look at it
That way
because
people can
it's-
be sorting out stuff, so.
Burning or something. That's
I
what
might be
I'm-
able to
Maybe
choose
you
a
can merge
desktop
it into
version, but
Out- I have Outlook and I merge all this stuff into one calendar for work, personal, the different colors.
you know something? Do you use Google Calendar or?
Well, Microsoft Outlook, sorry.
Okay, Outlook, yeah, no.
And then when people send me invitations through email, I can just merge it in there.
You know, the June 4th.
is there somebody there in person?
So,
Oh, hi, Sue.
Can't
Sue-
see me on the end, sorry, honey.
It's okay. I'm trying to look for a calendar on the website.
I would love to be able to merge it. That was one of the things I had really, really appreciated of the previous website is that it actually is using a Google Calendar so that I could merge the two. Because I use Google Calendar.
This is Google Calendar.
Where is the calendar? I'm not finding it.
Good luck. I don't,
I'm on the website.
I don't find
Hit
it
the-
easy to find either.
Hit the menu at the top, it should be there.
Yeah, I see the menu. It says home, selectmen minutes, ordinances, election town meeting notice, committee members, and more.
More.
Look under more.
Well, I have been.
Either Memorial Weekend or the 4th, we should do it. That way it doesn't interfere with
Town
anything.
meeting minutes.
Well, the fourth is
A Saturday.
quite close to bulky. And that means that if we have some stuff left over here that is really not even fit to lug somewhere,
Then we
we can set it out.
And all these
Sure,
people
yeah.
opening up their cottages, we could,
Yeah, so let's-
they could get rid of some stuff
I'd say the
that
4th.
they
then.
might not think has value, but does.
I'd say the 4th.
I got it. Simple as hell.
I would think you got the calendar
Yeah.
under more.
No, I looked under Town of Hatfield at Weebly.
Yeah, I'm there.
And it popped right up.
Where?
She's on a mobile version.
I don't know, it popped right up.
I'm on my computer.
Maybe that's why, the difference.
Well, it shouldn't be hard to find. It's supposed to be a service.
No, I didn't have a hard time.
Yeah, on your phone.
Right,
Yeah, on the phone, but do you have Google on your phone or what do you use on your phone?
Google.
Google, yeah, I was gonna say.
That's probably why it popped up.
Google.
Google it. That's what I have on my.
And then
my
you go
computer.
from
We
here
noticed if the
to,
calendar for this building is open.
Did you
all the time.
Google
Here's
it?
one biggie,
yeah, the
the supper. and
Would
town.
you
There's
you
not
put?
Not much goes on Saturdays.
Town of
so
Hartford,
it's Friday,
There you go, right there.
September.
There you go.
So let's put it down for the 4th.
but you see, when you had it, it almost looked like you could see it, but I can, and it's just, it's so, for me to navigate around like
That's how
that
it
is
looks like
just,
It's a free yard sale, right?
yeah. It's more like a buy nothing sale.
So I'd say we'd have it on June then, 4th. And then, like you said, we can throw everything out. Right then and there, and pick it up.
So May 4th,
No,
June
June 4th,
June 4th.
just before the bulky.
How does that sound, Lenny?
Sounds fine to me.
Saturday.
Events from one or
Yeah.
more calendars could not be shown here because you do not have permission.
I-
to-
You're right, Kathy. On the phone, it pops up, but it doesn't on the website.
So I wonder what these are. Is events from one or more calendars could not be shown here because you do not have the permission to view them.
Click at the bottom of the calendar in the right corner. That's what sometimes I have to do that. Is there some wording there or something?
If I had a microscope, maybe.
Yeah.
Have this.
That's why I like my computer at home there. And I have one that has a 17-inch screen on it. so I fall asleep.
And yet, but you see, and so I have Google Calendars, when I open my calendar on my phone app, my phone app, there's like all different ways of viewing it and it's easy to see and I can figure it out. This is
Well,
like,
I'm not sure exactly how I did it, but I merged my Google Calendar over to my Outlook. So my work and my personal will go on the same calendar, so I don't like go, wait, let me check this calendar, let me check this calendar. It seems to all be able to,
Do you have to be administrator to do that?
could be. But it's my own calendar, so.
Yeah.
Have it 9 to 2 or 9 to 3.
Well, someone who knows how to do it ought to fix this so that people can see the calendar on the website. Not everybody has a smartphone. I do, but I don't normally use it for that sort of thing.
Permission, that's why
I
you
didn't,
have no permission.
I didn't set it up. It's the same calendar the other office clerks used.
I'll have to see.
Huh.
get on it then. Just- I don't usually, because I usually look at
Huh.
the board. in the office.
Well, you
It's
know, I
funny
was,
that mobile version comes up better than
it's
the,
like, if I click that, I actually get
Lenny,
my
isn't that odd that
personal,
the mobile
this is my
version comes up
personal
better than the?
calendar.
Yes, the mobile comes up better than on the PC. There,
So,
there is no calendar on the PC. I
Right.
went to more.
can you go up to the top of your screen and click the little arrow button that refreshes your Town of Hartford page?
You're talking about on my PC?
Yep,
I get it on my phone.
yep. But on your PC, up and next to the,
Yeah, I see the 3 dots.
oh, no, that's not what I'm talking. It's on the left-hand side of the very top of the screen where the web address is. There's like a little circle,
Yeah,
it's
a
a
little
refresh.
circle. Let me just go grab the calendar from the.
Yeah,
It's okay, it's okay. I
No.
just,
Sometimes
you
when you
know,
do that,
I would,
it
I
gives you
just,
the newest
I
version.
want to figure out how to make this one merge with my personal calendar. And I just, I don't know how, and the select board meeting is not.
it didn't help, Susan. And I
Oh.
don't care who set it up. We need a calendar that's functional for people who don't have smartphones.
I'll have to try it on my computer, see if I get it.
On my desktop. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll try
okay,
and see
well,
how
you
it
know,
goes.
I think this is the same one, you know, she says she's using the same one that was there. So it's the same calendar that was set up by Becky.
Mhm.
Well, it couldn't be the same because it's a different website.
It's just a link to it.
There isn't a link.
I set up a link.
On my PC, there is no link to the calendar and I have
It's
refreshed.
not on yours. She set up the calendar so that it links to the, she set up the website so that it links to that calendar.
But there should be a tab.
What calendar?
The calendar that Becky set up years ago, actually, Becky didn't set up anything. The calendar that she hired the kid from Canton to come and set up.
Well, I don't see any link to it.
You wouldn't see it. You're
Well,
not the
there should be
person who
a
set up the
tab. There should be
website.
a tab. for
So
the-
how do you find it?
Under menu. there
I'll
should be
do
a
it on
tab.
my PC and see, and tell you how to do it then. When
All right, I mean, I'm not stupid when it comes to computers. It should be very clear where the calendar is on the Hartford website.
Yeah.
You
and-
shouldn't have to
and-
jump through hoops and do magic.
No, sure enough, and it could be that the calendar should be, there should be a tab for the calendar or something that that hits you in the face when you first get there.
Yeah, but.
Yeah.
I had 3 or 4 things, and so I put the election information. up
Right,
so you
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
See that.
You know,
That's there.
And how I see it on my
Yeah.
computer, it's pathetic.
I used to put things right on the calendar. And everybody could see it. So something changed and it's not working.
Okay, well, thanks for your input on that.
You're welcome.
We'll check it out.
Hopefully, we'll be able to make it more user-friendly.
So I called the state to get, because I don't think that water test is the right one. That's just the A&L lab one.
I don't know.
I
This
think
is the
so.
one, this is the one that
Just like
that he
iron
gave
and,
me and A&L Lab, yeah.
So I called the state, the number that Emily gave me, to order the one that tests for this certain thing, but they haven't called me back yet.
So do we have a sense of how much it costs?
56.
$56? Now, is that our next?
I took it off the agenda because I thought you had handled it, but then I found out
Oh,
last
yeah,
night
yes.
you
Oh,
didn't.
sorry. Oh, sorry. Well, let's keep on talking about it during open session then. You know, I did what I did. Like I said, when I left, when you told me, I said, I'm gonna talk to Rock first thing.
Mhm.
And it just took me a couple days to get there. And he basically said, you know, it's not a chance there's fuel in that water. You would know, it would stink. You would know right away that there was fuel contamination, the MBTE.
Maybe they used the wrong bucket when they put water in it.
No
But
way,
we
no,
have to
no.
get it tested, 'cause
Well,
the state's calling me,
we-
DEP's calling me.
Absolutely, no, we have to have it tested. I think we want it tested for our own peace of mind.
Mhm.
Are you suggesting that this one is actually not gonna be of service to us?
If they tested that certain thing,
I think that one only tests for like iron and sulfur and
What did it
easy
say
stuff.
in here? It probably is just mostly for the easy stuff.
Seems like it ought to have carcinogens and stuff in there. A sign of it, then they would test again if we test our stores once a year. Because we're making coffee and food services and stuff with it, with
Sure.
state tests and. if something
Please
shows up
check
wrong, then we
desired
send it out to
analysis.
test.
Food license safety, basic plus arsenic, FHAVA, comprehensive, bacteria, PA, bacteria count, uranium, total arsenic. So, and none of these are,
No.
Petroleum.
none of them are petroleum or MBT. That's the stuff that gets in the groundwater from fuel. But, well, maybe we should just keep this around in case we ever want to test our water again too. I mean, it's,
I think those are like $49 or something from A&L Labs
for the kids.
to have it tested.
There's some prices, there's some prices in there, and different ones you check are gonna be different prices. I'm gonna pass this over to you so we can
Do
keep
you
it.
think it's okay to send it in if they send us one from the state?
I think it
think so.
absolutely is, and I move we approve you said it was $56? The $56 for the special water test. Do you think we should send one in for the other stuff too, just to be on the safe side?
Maybe the state would do it all.
I'll talk as soon as he calls back.
Susie calls back, can you find out? But
And there's a process to what
there's
you
a,
want,
there's a
but
motion,
we'll
there's a
give
motion on the
direction.
floor to approve $56 for, or $56 or say up to how much? Would we want to put into this test?
$100.
So, well, that's what I was thinking is maybe approve up to $100. I'm gonna assume out of what?
Town hall maintenance.
Town hall
There's money
maintenance.
in there.
But yeah, well, then we need to know, it's good to give a path for where we're gonna get that money. But I move we approve up to $100 for special water testing because of concerns that have been raised about the town hall water quality.
Yep.
And
I
it will be
second
good
it.
to know because I've been drinking it all along.
You could
Tastes
even
fine.
say concerns made for local water quality.
Well, we're not testing other wells, we're testing our well.
Right.
So here's, and here's the thing, 2 or 3, it was pre-pandemic anyway. I lost track of time here, but we put in, we spent a
Right, a
couple
whole water
thousand,
system.
$2,000 for a whole water softener.
Filtration
Ionic.
system, yeah,
It's not a filter so much as it's like an
Ionic.
ionic,
yeah.
magic water purifier. I don't know how it really works, but it's all science.
So,
And
I just have a question outside of the box. How is it that people nearby would have a problem with our water? Are they getting
because
their water-
it's public water, and we have welcomed people if they have a
They
problem.
have their committee members and they have a key to the building and they help themselves.
Well, nonetheless, we have welcomed people
No,
who are out.
they help themselves.
They help themselves,
Yeah.
but we have welcomed people to come and get water, haven't we, in the past?
No, we haven't.
You don't have a faucet outside?
No.
They have to come in then.
Right. DEP called them on, to make sure that we weren't advertising, come get water here, because they would send their troop out here.
Had a few families come in this winter.
See, I go to Worthley Pond Springs and get my water.
I go there sometimes, although it's
Is it
slow
mountain
as
or-
all
Oh,
hell.
it's not anymore, they've redone it.
Worthley Pond.
I'll go to Cooper Springs mostly, but Worthley Pond's closer. But in any case,
Oh, they've redone it here lately, so.
oh, that's good to hear. Maybe I'll have to check it out again.
Was there a second?
Do I have a
I
second? for
second
that? Yeah, okay, all in favor?
Yep.
So great. The water will be tested.
Just there about a week ago. It wasn't good.
And we have $300 in there. I think we should move that salt in the basement for the water filter, because it's like corroding the floor. Did you see it? It's kind of.
It is?
Yeah.
Probably because.
Really?
It ought to be up, it ought to be kept up off the floor. Do we have a pallet to sit it on?
No, they don't.
Salt,
Salty
not
road
good.
cement,
Salt's not
plus the
good for
moisture
cement.
in the basement is gonna come up through the.
Yeah, on the floor. It's not an overly wet basement, but.
I can get a
Basement
pallet.
floor is always,
I can get some pallets.
it seems though we ought to have something for it.
Would you like a plastic pallet from Coca-Cola?
Oh, yeah, you can get
It
it?
will never erode and never,
Rock.
ever.
I've got a plastic pallet out
Good.
back. I'd be more than happy to.
If not,
Donate that.
Rusty's the roaming cooler guy for several Big Apple stores. and he
Good.
can Get one too, whatever you want to
He's a
do.
roving
grab
cooler
one.
guy.
He's a roaming cooler guy for 3 stores.
What does that mean?
He goes from store to store because he's muscle man and he unloads beer and wine and soda.
Oh,
and
nice.
When the big Coke and Budweiser people show up, he unloads it and stocks it.
No kidding. Well, nice.
And today's
Um,
people don't
yeah.
have that strength, so.
There you go.
Good.
There you go. I'd have to.
So do you want to bring
Yeah,
your
tell him bring
plastic
one.
pallet? or
I
should
would be
bring one
more
from
than
us?
happy. It needs to
Yep.
move, needs to
Well,
go
Rusty could come
somewhere.
and get it because it's heavy. You're not lifting that yourself.
Okay.
You're gonna have to walk it. to
I
your-
want those wooden ones.
You
wow.
got-
Yeah, if somebody wants to come and get it, I would never refuse.
I'm just saying, you're gonna put it on the top of your Volvo.
I'd probably put it in the back.
Pallet doesn't fit in the back of
Oh,
my
yeah.
car, might fit in the back of yours.
Well, that's why I drive
Yeah.
a 245.
There you go.
And that's one of the reasons.
Just saying.
In any
If
case,
you put it on the floor, I have that underneath my cottage, and if you put those
You know
plastic
something?
pallets on the
the
floor.
kind of car
yeah,
I
that's
drive,
perfect.
if I don't have any other stuff in it, I can put 8 pallets in the back.
Well, that way you don't.
8 wood pallets.
Wow.
But those other pallets aren't any.
But
Why?
here, the plastic pallet on the floor is never gonna erode, never
Right.
gonna mildew,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
moisture.
Perfect.
Good idea.
Perfect. Okay, thank you for that.
That's gonna get cleaned out later on.
Is there
anyways.
anything else for open session? Because I do have something. Looking through my emails, I am less than wonderful about reading all my emails. And I noticed that I had completely missed out. You must have had the same email that I
Probably.
did on hazard mitigation workshops that were being offered by Oxford County EMA.
There's been a lot of those emails. I tried
There-
to forward them all.
And I appreciate that you do, but sometimes I'm just,
Mhm.
I'm changing diapers, what can I say? In any case, so I hadn't seen that one for whatever reason. And I saw that it came in on the 28th, and the first opportunity to join this Zoom meeting was the 28th, and then it was the 5th, and then it was the 6th, both of which nights there were meetings. So even if I had been aware of it, I wouldn't have been there. And so I called up. I went to talk to Allison. I talked to Teresa instead because Allison wasn't in. And what she said was, oh, I'll send you the link for a survey that we would like to get done, but don't worry about it because this is an 18-month process and you'll have plenty of times to catch up and so forth. They really want to have the lucky old chairman of the select board and anyone else who has particular interest in road commissioners and stuff like that attend these. And I don't know, I'm gonna guess that they're all Zoom at this point, and it's probably gonna stay all Zoom, I would guess. But in any case, I just wanted to let you know that I had.
You didn't tape it or anything for people that couldn't attend? Just-
I didn't catch that part.
No.
I didn't catch
She
that
would've
part.
told you.
But we had a pleasant conversation and she told me not to worry and that we would have plenty of time and we're not
Good.
missing out on anything. And just wanted to tell you about that. It's not, that missing that first one is not an issue because it's an 18-month process.
Mhm.
We get plenty of time to.
Does that happen over at, like the Soil and Conservation Office?
No,
in
we're talking about the
Oxford?
county building. We're talking about the Emergency Management Association with the county.
Yeah, and where do they hold those? That's what I'm asking.
It was Zoom.
Oh, all Zoom, there's no.
Well, these ones were Zoom. In the past, they might have held them at the county building.
Okay.
And there are
Yeah.
courtrooms and classrooms and stuff like that for county building where they hold stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and the hazard, the EMA folks have always been down in the basement. So that's been their spot, but I haven't seen what they've got now because they've added on to that county building
So
so
much. It's
much
always
that
been
there's,
construction over there.
We used to meet at the restaurant and eat good
Mhm.
food. When I was on.
Talking about Market Square or, yeah, yeah.
oh, yeah, and county budget meetings used to have catered food too, well, it was like nothing to write home about. But in any case, I just wanted to let you know about that, and that's all I have for open session for now. There's plenty of open session, in fact. Okay, so new business, cyber policy, MMA. Wow, that was extensive. Talk to me about this, Leanne. Is this something that came straight from MMA and you just looked down Hartford on it? I got to- the look on your face. I can tell you're tickled with it. It looks like kind of a pain in the butt, but it looks like it's kind of all sensible. I don't feel like I've had a chance to like.
Yeah, it's just for.
I did read it.
reading.
You can tell I read it because it's upside down.
I took the remote policy, the remote paragraph out, because you really don't access anything remotely in the town office, any records or.
But it has happened in the past.
files.
Oh, yeah, during the Becky's time, she took the laptop and she accessed it from remote.
Trio? Yeah.
I don't know what she was accessing. To be honest with you, I know that she could do some of her work from home. So, and I think that Isaac sometimes didn't work from home too. So, but I don't know much about that. It's probably a good idea to have that in there. Comments, I had very few comments about, some of this stuff, it's like, passwords must be at least 12 characters long and be comprised of a minimum of 3 out of the following 4 types of characters: numbers, lowercase letters, uppercase letters, special characters. Oh my God, you would change your passports,
Most of them.
passwords all the time. Oh my God. It's like, I read through that and I was like, here is a recipe for getting locked out of your computer because you forgot your passwords. Because how can you remember stuff like that? But in any
I
case,
have to write them down and put them
so
someplace.
one thing I would
Yeah, I told
say,
them
if we're
about
going, I'm going to suggest that we don't adopt this right away. Are we on the deadline
No.
to adopt this? Okay, one of the things I would suggest is that all of these, where it says like access control and data classification, the different authentication and stuff like that, could we have that be like bold in a larger font so that you can tell that that's a different category? Because it seems like all these different categories are listed and it's in the same font. Okay. Just to make it easier. You see how it says here, this is like distribution. And then it says workforce members will receive a copy of this agreement.
I'm missing one.
Yeah, it looks like it's completely different. What the hell? You get something completely different. Let me see. What I've got is this.
Oh, look. Is that the one that was in your packet?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right.
We might even look at this.
Oh, yeah, I'll look.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like.
Yeah,
I
they
think
are
you-
on this
that-
one.
Oh, they are?
Oh,
Oh, I think, yeah, there you go. So this is what I have, and it was a little harder, and that's exactly what I was saying. Larger font and bold, so you can see that those, see, yeah, that's exactly what I was suggesting. This is what I got in my packet.
Authenticity at work through Microsoft.
This is what I got in my packet, and so that was my comment. I didn't
If I had it on.
I didn't have a lot of other comments. I just wanted to see those things bold and so they looked like, it looked like a new
who
category.
monitors this? You guys don't use the computers over there, and
Nope.
I'm the one who needs the monitoring, I guess, so I don't know who enforces this.
No, I
Um,
know I don't have all that junk on my computer at home. I just have my one password to get into it and that's it.
There you
And
go.
I log into the banks and Moses and there's like 20 different.
Yeah, if I do
Oh.
other things, yeah. other
And all
things,
those
so-
passwords, and every single one of them's gonna have to have a different password.
Yeah,
Oh. God.
so I don't log into all those.
That is
things. I
just
just visit a
mind-numbing.
lot, I visit a
Oh,
lot
I'm
of
sure,
sites, but I
but
don't,
it's just mind numbing.
I visit a lot of sites, but I don't log into them.
Yeah, so I think we need to think about it a little bit more. I mean, I'd love to see, I'd love to see this other, get a copy of this other one
Yeah.
at some point.
That's before I made changes, but yeah. You can have it. Yeah, I saw the email. That's with the remote access and everything before.
Okay, okay, so I will, okay, so. I'll just mark that in my draft so I don't mix them up. Okay, well, I'll take time to read that another time, and we will carry on. Thank you for that. So I did see that we need to adopt this policy in order to qualify for the insurance, some kind of insurance for this in 2023, but we are not under the gun right now. So we get time to think this through, which is good. Town report cover and dedication. Of these two, I like the big one.
I was thinking,
I like the
Leanne,
big one. I like the big one with
What
the
about
food.
the old food bank?
Leanne, is there a
They're giving
way,
it to the new food bank.
is there a way to paste? Let's see.
Because after all, I
So,
think Linda,
what we-
after all
what we-
these years,
Well,
should
what
be.
we don't have here, what it says here is town report cover and dedication. This is just the cover. The dedication can include the whole story of how the food bank changed to be in Sumner and to thank the people who've been involved. in
Is there a ways
that
to
And
paste,
so forth.
paste a couple people to this?
Oh, you're talking
Oh,
about,
no,
are you talking about photoshopping it?
no, you can take a new
She's,
picture. if you
she's,
want.
she's talking about photoshopping it. I know she is.
I don't know how to. do
See, I
that.
took that one day.
Oh, that is a sweet picture.
Yeah, that
though.
one is a nice one. that
See,
first
I
one.
took that one day and then, let's see, I took that on a Friday.
I kind of like that. I mean, this is
And then-
great. It's a bunch of Sumner people
Did
and some
Leanne
Hartford
come
people.
in
Although there's
a
people there that I
Monday?
can't recognize.
You didn't tell
Who
me you
who
took
the
a
heck is
picture.
this?
Sweet.
Yeah, but the one I took didn't have
Who took
the
this
rest of
one?
these. Leanne
I
took
did,
this
because I
one.
didn't know if anybody had taken.
Leanne.
Do you know
took
who this
one.
person is? There's a person who kind of barely shows in the back here. Do you know who that is?
I have a list of names, but no.
Let me see.
You know, you'd be probably up to
Al Furlan was there.
Fernald, yeah. Al Fernald was there, but where's Lee Fernald?
She wasn't
She didn't come that day.
Hmm.
Yeah, that woman lives in Sumner. What's her name?
This is a great picture. This
Yeah,
picture
this
of
one is a good
this
picture.
picture.
Kathy, hold up the picture. I might know.
Oh, yeah.
That is a great.
She's the one that
picture.
helps
It's not
us out
everybody,
in the
but-
kitchen,
but
the
it's a great
tall-
picture of
The
everybody.
tall lady.
Diane,
It has to go in the black and
Diane?
white too, so.
It's just those-
she's tall and wears glasses.
Oh, yeah, Diane is back
Yes,
here,
and
but there's
thin.
somebody else.
Yeah,
somebody
that's
else-
Diane.
She
there's
always,
But I
somebody
don't know-
else who's behind Penny
she always
Clothing.
stands over in the back by the two refrigerators.
Yes, and I don't know her last name.
I don't
What, Diane? That's
That's
Diane McEwen.
Is it?
Yes. I've known her,
Okay.
I've known her for a long time.
One
Well, I've
picture
known
of
her
the small
husband
picture
since
of
he
the
was
corner.
young and knew his parents before that.
You can
So-
either
Okay.
put it On the inside.
Happy to help.
Yeah, we could do that.
Or Linda or whoever.
Yeah, me and Linda and the ones that we did work at it, and then they have
This,
this one on the.
this
cover.
is a
Can
splendid,
you
pic- who
get a
took this
picture?
one?
Or can you get together?
Kate.
Kate did?
Kate took it.
That's nice.
I'm not in the picture because I wasn't there, but if you take another one, let me know.
Me and her, I saw.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
I
Lee's not
wasn't-
in it
I
either.
wasn't there either, but then again.
Well,
I'm-
maybe if you take one of the old crew, we could
Oh.
pose with the old crew.
Over 20
Go
years.
ahead. Okay,
Now we
so,
needed it.
so in any case, if these are our choices, I guess I would choose this picture. I'm not crazy about this picture just because this person is back there and you can't see the face and we don't know, what it's like, and then there's this behind them.
We'll see.
So I'm not crazy about that picture, but
which one you like? This one?
oh, no, definitely not that.
Oh.
Definitely this one with the food in the front.
The kids don't, the ones that were helping out don't live around here anymore.
But-
They live
And
further away.
Lorraine submitted that when Isaac was in office.
Yeah, I know, she told me about it again, about that one, that.
You know,
weather thing all those
and what
years
she
ago.
submitted this for what?
The town report cover to recognize the kids that.
Yeah, but that was back in 1992.
You know,
I
I'm
know.
sorry, I'm just, you know. If the deer actually looked like this, I can't imagine why it was stolen. I am. But, you know, but I don't see this, you know, I mean,
No, I don't like that one. No
you
offense
know.
to her, but I don't like that.
yeah,
What would be cool is when we're doing the yard sale, the Cody family fundraiser, town meeting, if somebody
Yeah,
that
but
does a
that's
lot
too-
of
that's-
pictures,
that's too
takes
late.
pictures,
That's
no,
too
no,
late.
no, no, no.
For the
Let-
For
let her-
this year,
let
for
her
next
speak, let her
year,
speak.
Yeah,
so
next
we could
year.
do a community collage page, maybe not even on the front, but in the book. It
Newspaper.
shows a little, for next year, that shows what happened that year.
Or,
I do
or
a
in the
lot of,
newspaper, Lenny, in the newspaper.
I do a lot of photo stuff for Sam Brown and, because we keep
Mhm.
annual records and events and what's happening out there.
Do it in the newspaper too, a little Hartford newspaper. I'll write up on that, a big
So-
write up on it.
So if you guys want to take pictures.
It would be nice if you announced ahead of time if you were taking a picture for the
We
town
did.
report.
I think we did.
Okay, well, I might have spaced it out.
I heard that they were going to do it and I kind of hoped that it would be on a day when I could be there, but you know,
So why
I'm
don't you
not
take
there.
some new pictures and email them to me and we'll table this.
okay,
And I'll call Linda.
somebody can take it. I'm never there on food bank day because I work on Mondays and Fridays.
Well, I guess you're not gonna be the picture.
I'm not, no, I'm not. Well, you know, what can I say? Wasn't in that picture either.
That's the trouble. Half these people are not there on one day, but they're there on a following day.
Well, you just have to. get
Right,
it.
like this has to
So
be,
it's hard to
like,
get
for
'em.
instance, this was on a Monday, you can tell because there's Chris
Yes,
Knights
this
and
was
she's
on a
only
Monday.
there on a Monday.
The
A lot of
picture I
people only
took was
there
on
on
a
Monday.
Friday. The picture
There you
Kate
go.
took was on a Friday.
And also Bill sent me a list of numbers and it's different than the one Lenny gave me, so I'm not, you're not on it. A bunch of people aren't on it.
What can I say? You know, I'm probably, you know, he probably barely considers me a
Was the
member
Hartford ones not on it?
because I've been.
Bill, excuse me, Bill took pictures 2 different days for Good Shepherd.
Okay,
Can we get
so
them?
he could be contacted for those pictures, I feel certain.
Yeah, we can ask him about them.
Yeah,
So
he took
who's gonna
a
take
bunch.
responsibility for making that happen? Do you want to contact him?
Yeah,
I
well,
think it'd be cool on the
Okay.
front page of the town report, have a whole bunch of food bank pictures of
little ones.
all the groups. Because it obviously isn't a
Well,
one.
I can tell you right now,
Shows up every
I can
day.
tell you, I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna go for a picture that's more like this.
Yeah,
Because I don't want the cover of the town report to be super busy either. I can picture having a
Yeah.
collage page in there somewhere, maybe if we've got an extra page for it, but I wouldn't go for crazy.
It is a
I
small
wouldn't,
book
I wouldn't
versus,
go for a
8.5
crazy
by
quilt for the,
11.
I wouldn't go
Yeah.
for a crazy quilt for the cover.
But I'm just saying, it's hard to get everybody that's involved down there at the
You know,
same
I
time.
think, I think that something like that showcases all the
a good
people at various events and stuff like that is better suited to like one of the community groups on social media, so that somebody can like actually flip through the pictures
Yeah.
and look at, that's my personal feeling on it. But I like to have something that is a relatively clean picture for the cover of the town report. And this one's kind of
thought it
busy.
was-
It's,
it was
it's kind of
half
busy,
page
but
versus
the
a-
other thing about this picture,
It's gonna be even smaller than that, because
well,
the town report's. half
oh yeah,
the
it's gonna be
size.
smaller than this. So one of the things too about the town report is we try, when we've had antique photos of Hartford and stuff like that, we try to look for something or other that's happened in the past year that is significant. in
And
the town.
this, you guys voted to have
Yeah.
the food bank.
That's right, we've already,
Yeah.
we'd already decided that it was gonna
Yeah,
be
it's
the
awesome.
food bank on the cover,
No,
you know.
for the American, what is it called?
Spirit Award.
Yes. thank
Yeah,
you.
there you
They're the
go.
winners of the Spirit Award, so it should be.
Right,
celebrating
right, yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
another
So,
way.
so anyway, we could try for some other pictures, so we have some other choices. That seems sensible. Why
We
don't you
could
ask
have
Bill-
this maybe
ask
on the
Bill what he's
front
got?
cover and have the winners of the Spirit of America or
No,
whatever
we're
back,
gonna do the old food bank.
back when
dedicate it to
Laurie
the
was
old
in it,
food bank.
on the
Me
inside
and-
cover.
Me and Linda and who else if we can get a son and daughter now.
Well, I think you should, it seems to me
Oh,
that,
yeah, well-
it seems to me that Marge Kraske
Between
should
the
be
food-
included there too.
Between the food bank and the clothing center and all those.
And as for this, I mean, she's submitted it before. And maybe this means enough to Lorraine that we should,
Make her happy.
if there's a spare page
Yeah,
that
On
would
the back
otherwise
cover.
go blank, or the inside of the back cover or
Yeah.
something like that,
Inside of the back cover.
have it on the back cover. No, I mean, on the inside of the
Okay.
back
Yeah,
cover.
right, it's not, yeah, I just say inside of the back cover.
What is that? It's
Over here, take a look at it.
It's a weather days and kids made all.
Yeah, and John Goodrow, he's my hermit neighbor. He was in school and he helped to make that thing. Anyway,
So who's writing the dedication to the old food bank?
Maybe Linda and I will.
you can write the dedication to yourselves.
Well, somebody.
That sounds, that sounds,
Yeah,
most qualified to be factual.
great.
I don't know. If somebody else wants to write it. I'll see about getting a picture and. I do have.
Someone will have to interview you to get the information to write that.
Oh,
The people that did it, right? Am I wrong? I've been wrong several times, not just today.
She's the one that knows most about it.
I like the way you think.
I would be
Why don't
happy to
you-
write an article and get the information from you for
there was an article in the Sun Journal.
That's what I was thinking.
The article that was.
Why
in-
don't you jot down some stuff and you guys can work on it.
There you go. So website candidate info.
That was mentioned at one of the ordinance committee meetings, that we should have committee members be known and candidates on the website so people know who they are.
It might encourage people to, you were there that night, encourage more people to volunteer to be on committees. So you could fill spots. It would be so cool, right?
So we would have,
I think it was Lenny's idea.
I think it was Nancy Sullivan.
it sounds like a Nancy Sullivan idea, yeah. Yeah, I think
But
I
I just
remember
wanted
that.
to know whether you want to do it or not, because it's almost time.
Might make
So-
people realize who they are.
Well, there you go. So I guess what I would say is, in terms, I mean, April 16th is coming. I wouldn't put anyone who's a candidate, I wouldn't put names of candidates who are, who didn't turn in their papers. Certainly only persons who are actually going to be on the ballot. Correct? And my concern is, what are we gonna put on there? Are we gonna put on there a little bio?
Yeah.
I would have them write their own and submit a picture.
Susan
No.
Boulay, wrong many times today.
So here's the thing, I mean, I guess I don't want to see the web, I'm hesitant about this only because, can picture, see, a picture and a little bit of, I guess, I don't want to see the website used for people to be
As a campaign.
grandstanding and campaigning.
I was thinking
So
about-
I'm concerned that this, I mean, great idea and yet potentially slippery slope.
How about on the on the page on Facebook? then the
No,
people
we
of
can't put
Hatfield-
anything on this.
I mean,
People of Hatfield,
somebody,
the people of Hatfield one
Oh,
where there's
there
no. say
You know,
whatever you wanna
anybody
say.
can write whatever they want there.
I think that night we were talking about, because it's so hard to recruit people for other committees, that if during election time and town meeting, we had a thing that these are the people of the ordinance committee, these are
stand
the
up.
people of the, of other committees, to encourage people to give credit to those people that are serving on committees, as well as drawing new people in, building a feeder source for.
Yeah, no, I hear what,
And then I think
I
then you
hear
go
what,
and
I
you get
hear what you're
candidates too,
saying,
but-
I hear what you're saying, and, you know, forgive me for being overly conservative about this,
I'm
but.
sorry,
I-
conservative.
Yeah, forgive me for being
Wow.
overly conservative about this, because I sort of feel like it's, you know, there's a lot of potential for, not necessarily for committee members. Now, what I can't help but think is like, okay, you got some committee members who are kind of quiet sorts, and if you ask them to stand up in front of a crowd, that might be like just it for them.
Right. I just remember everyone was talking about how hard it was to recruit committee members.
Oh, this is true. I think that
So
has,
we were just trying to.
right, yeah, I think that's,
committee meetings
I
and
hear you.
trying to
You
figure
know,
out-
I'm not sure, I mean, you know, just like I said, I'm not convinced that patting folks on the back in public is gonna make more committee members step forward. I think that's more about the fact that people are incredibly busy.
I think it would be nice.
I thought it was
Yeah.
just about, I thought it was just to have that picture taken and have it posted somewhere so people can see and see who's on the committees.
Now, are the committees listed in the town report? Committee members are listed in the town report. Are you suggesting that maybe rather than just listing them in the town report, we
Do a headshot.
have a picture of them as well? It could be,
Some town reports actually do that of the officials, but
Yeah.
that'd be a lot of pictures.
that'd be a lot of pictures. That'd be a lot of pictures. And
Maybe we
so,
were talking
you know,
about
I
posting
can't
them
help but
here.
think of the, you know, the little book that comes from the legislature every now and again that has a picture and plus, you know, address and stuff of every single person in the legislature. You know, I mean, that's just it. So that's why I say, you know, I'm being a little conservative about this rather than say, great idea, let's go for it. Let's stop and think about what we're
Might
doing.
be patted on the back and be
Well, I
recognized,
think
they're doing a
some
good
people don't
job.
even know who's serving. I think at the point we were just thinking, show people that are serving on committees.
Yes,
show
I
that-
don't know
Well,
some of the
but
people.
that
the
your
town
next door
report,
neighbor
the
is one.
town report lists every single
Absolutely.
committee member every single year.
Yeah, but
So you
if
can know
people don't
who they
know
are.
them
but-
and they're here in the town hall
I
or
don't
at the
know.
town
I don't know
office.
some of them, I just,
And
know the
you saw
names,
this
don't
is
know
the
the
ordinance
people.
committee and here's the people, and we were just thinking it would be good for community awareness as well
Mm-hmm.
as getting more committee members involved.
yeah.
And it's a thankless job and thought it might help recruit.
And I don't know, I mean,
People that
I
want
see
to
the,
be
I
on there.
see the names of the people, but I can't associate who they with, because I don't, never see
Yeah.
them, so I only see their name. Who's that person? I don't
Well,
know.
no, I think, you know, let's say,
I don't think we're talking the town report.
I think it has,
No.
I think it has a lot of potential. I just, so, but we have to think about like, where would we want to do this and how would we want to go about it and stuff like that. I'm not, you know, I'm just gonna say, don't mean to be so, I'm not trying to be negative about it. I'm just being conservative about it. Anyway. Yeah, so candidate info on the website. You know, I think it's not a bad idea to list who is running. But I think I'd be really careful about not promoting one or over the other. That'd be my thought. So, town hall use benefit dinner.
Just need permission for them to use the hall without payment or insurance.
I move we allow the use of the town hall for benefit supper. You wouldn't be specific about the benefit supper on the 23rd of April,
I second it.
2022.
I second it.
All in favor? You know, generally speaking, I mean, my feeling is, you know, if it's a benefit supper, I'm all about it.
So you're already committed to make something and give a donation item, so. I'm
Pardon?
on it.
I know I gotta get some too, besides I gotta cook.
So you don't want to vote on it
Oh, yeah.
Just assume?
So, all in
Yes,
favor?
so-
I mean,
Alright.
I'm generally speaking all about it. I mean, you know, if it's better for us to vote on each individual case, I'm fine with that. But, you know, generally speaking, I would tell anybody who was trying to work up a benefit supper that we would
So
agree with
It's
it.
up to you. I can bring them to, put them on the agenda or not, for like services and benefits.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if they're from Hartford, Sumner, Buckfield, or anyone from
I
those
thought
three
it always had to
communities.
be for
or-
Hartford though. Don't they usually, yeah, they have to be Hartford, I think.
You know, I'm not clear on that.
It was
I'm not-
always,
That's
always
why I
better
said
for
the three
Hartford.
towns, because I'm thinking we're so all close to each other. Do
Well,
they
you
have
see, I'm
other
not clear on
facilities
that.
in
I'm
other
not clear
towns
on
like
that
this
because
one?
a lot of times, you know, like this benefit, for instance, has people coming from, you know, working towards it who are from Turner, from Canton, I mean, from all over the place. So I guess I would be less geographically,
Well, in the
Prejudiced.
policy, it says you have to be a Hartford resident to rent a home.
right. Well, you know, and ultimately, you know, I mean, the people who are organizing it are Hartford folks.
I was gonna
Yes,
say,
but
Polly
there's-
is, but is the Cody family
Yeah,
from?
I'm right
Yeah,
up
they
the
are,
road.
they're just
I
up the
I
street.
didn't know. I didn't
Oh,
volunteer
They
because
just,
it
they just
seemed
live
like
right-
such a great family.
They just live right up the road here.
It's awesome.
What is it, about half a mile, a little better, right up the road?
Yeah,
Is
something
this
like that.
up this way or up your road?
Up that way,
Up that way.
just right up there.
Anyway, so good. Laura Fogg, Irish trustee donation request.
They said they were going to have a paper sign, but I didn't get it, but I have all their emails saying they agree. I think they're all on there.
We, the trustees. Approve the dispersal of $300 from the fund account and given to the Cody family to aid in the medical treatment of a family member. Here we go. I move we approve this disbursement from the Laura Fogg Irish Trust for the Cody family.
Second it.
All in favor?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, AvCog officers ballot. I can't help but see that our own Leslie Beness is still at it.
You
Good.
from?
You retired from AvCog? No doubt.
You didn't know that?
Nope. I
He's
did
there
not.
in, under, I forgot what capacity, for logging and outside people, but then when the other guy got promoted, he then went on to the development side and full-time, and he was there for quite a while under that capacity, granting grants and helping small businesses, and then retired from there.
No kidding. What year did you retire? Do you have a-
Probably, let's see, he got a grant for his lawn care business, Rural Mechanic Bulbs. He probably retired like 2016 or 17.
No
Yeah.
doubt. No, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Okay, so we have Philip Crow from Auburn, Shiloh Lafreniere from Jay. The treasurer is Danielle Loring from Minot, and the secretary is Leslie Beness from Hartford. Please vote for one candidate. Oh yeah, here's the box over here. So do we want to vote for these aforementioned candidates, or would you like to suggest a write-in?
Nah, just do the 4.
I mean, you know, you'd have to be pretty good to have a write-in, because who the heck is gonna write in? There we go. Thank you, Leanne. Appointments and resignations. You say you have a ballot clerk appointment?
Yes, Melissa Chappelle would like to. Without,
I move we appoint Melissa Chappelle as a ballot.
That's something.
All in favor? Great. And we have sadly a resignation from am I gonna find it fishing through my paperwork?
It was
I don't
right
know.
after the-
But, well, yeah, but I've shuffled everything
Oh.
around. I've shuffled everything around in good shape, but I know who it was Teresa Bennett, and yeah, she has resigned from the planning board. And I move that we accept her resignation with regret.
I second it.
There you go.
You all in favor?
Yes.
And there's another one.
I'll see. Michael McCarron from the road committee. Mhm.
Let's see.
Who was it? I don't remember him.
Oh, for God's
He's
sake,
Ditch Tucker's son-in-law.
he lives up on Tucker Road. I know who he is.
I
Get
know,
prop-
I know,
get
remember
property-
him, I don't
get
remember
property
him
down the
seeing
road.
it at the meetings.
Right here.
When was the last time you went to a
Okay,
road committee
I,
meeting?
okay, I remember him now.
Tall
Oh, yes,
guy.
Yes, now I remember him.
Blonde hair.
Yeah, I remember him.
Blonde is one word for it.
White
Could be
now.
gray.
No, it's white, it's white. isn't it?
Pure white.
Yeah,
at
white
this
now,
point.
yes,
Pretty
yes,
much
yes.
pure white. Okay, well,
Viking blonde,
I move, what'd you call it?
Viking blonde.
I can't blame him for resigning, that's why I
I've
stopped
never heard
going.
that before.
Oh, my little sister, we're Vikings, and my little sister's got like that whitish blonde hair. Yeah,
No
like
doubt.
a albino blonde.
You are Vikings, huh?
I
In other words, you're of Scandinavian ancestry.
Can't blame him for resigning,
go.
I mean, jeepers creepers.
I don't either.
Okay, I'd like to, I move we accept Michael McCarron's resignation.
God,
with
the 2
regrets.
times I win already.
I second it.
Right.
I
You
second
know
it.
with who?
What committee was this?
Road.
I
Road
I
committee.
didn't say his name.
You need to vote.
I seconded it. You
All in
said,
favor?
good.
I wasn't talking about Jimmy. I didn't. People know who we mean. So.
Okay, I know you have. Oh, it's not true.
There was some correspondence here.
Yeah, I have more. I think these are the ones you haven't seen. I didn't make a bunch of copies. Oh, not really.
Oh,
No, I didn't
more
have to
from
sit-
Bruce Flaherty, huh?
I didn't have to sit down as ballot clerk, I just can't serve this year.
Right. Yeah. People might talk.
Can't. I volunteered for that.
So what does
I don't-
Bruce want from us now? Okay. Thanks so much for the great news your town has made. The 2022 Spirit of America selection below is the email I would have sent Hartford. Pardon?
I'm tired. I can't wait to sleep in.
Oh, you get work
I'm
tomorrow?
thinking more of the, I've been gone every single night this week. Rusty's like, Mom, can you make a nice dinner tomorrow night? I go, yes, honey, I will. I made him quick hot dogs. I actually got home before this meeting tonight. And those grilled rolls too, like, absolutely, I'm like spoiling you.
Oh, I like grilled rolls. I like my
Rolls
hot
and
dogs.
That's what he
I
likes.
like the hot dogs grilled too, you know, fried or grilled. and-
Yeah, that's what I did. You want like some brown though, any black you won't eat it.
What's that all about?
No. I scan threats.
No, yeah, my computer does that automatically once a month.
So the next agenda will have a couple of things on there, probably.
Yes.
The MMA workers comp visit today.
I look forward to
He's
hearing
gonna send
more.
an email.
Yeah, I heard from Bim.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, he
heard,
walked right into the middle of it.
yeah, and he called me at work and he was, let's just say deeply concerned.
I told you guys, not too. No, it's good. You have good suggestions.
Oh, so this had to do with the grant.
Had to do with qualifying for tier 1 workman's comp to receive a discount in the premium,
Insurance.
which you guys wanted.
Which seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
I swore to her, I didn't call him. Oh, my God.
This was a requirement to make sure we did qualify for tier 1.
Well, do we qualify?
No.
Not yet.
We will.
What do we need to do in order to
We
qualify?
have to have some training. We have to.
Oh, fire extinguisher training. What did I hear?
No,
What did I
we
hear?
have to
Some-
update the emergency management plan and action plan, and we have to have training, probably a group training, so everybody is trained on that.
That works for the town.
How to use a fire extinguisher. You have to inspect the fire
Yeah,
extinguisher.
who was,
Clear policy.
Me.
who was saying, we'll have Clarence come in and give us fire extinguisher training? That's a hoot.
We've got a whole MSDA and
That poor
MSDS
cuss.
as
I mean,
well as
let's
fire
not put
extinguisher
anything more on
policies
him than he
fire
can
exits
manage
and
right
plans that
now.
we can
We're
adapt
getting
to.
on.
What?
Get
Getting on.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can get training from the fire extinguisher company when they show up to inspect the fire extinguishers.
Can you take those someplace and they expect them for free?
What?
Fire extinguishers?
Nope.
No, it would cost me, huh?
It's supposed to be inspected once a month.
Once a year.
Once a
Well,
year.
no, the actual, the
Oh, you
the
inspect
professionals
it.
have to inspect
I meant my home ones.
your home ones, yes, you can take them to, I think you can take them down to AAA, but if they need to be recharged, it costs you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that one, Leanne.
You did?
I think,
No, I
I
didn't.
think Captain was
forgot
right.
that
I
one.
think that like
You've been marking
a
them.
professional has to inspect the commercial ones once a year and
That's
then
right.
we
That's
have
what it
to
is here.
inspect
Every
and look
month.
at pressure once a month.
Yeah, that's what it is here too.
Yeah.
It's the same.
One right outside. my
Mine ain't been
office.
inspected for years. I have 2 of them.
Do we have to have fire drills here?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a hoot. Burgess Road. I mean, even the state's calling it Burgess Road. That's Labrador Pond Road. Oh, everybody knows it's Labrador Pond Road. From what they call Moses Young Road, up
Mhm.
beyond the dumpster, used to
Yeah.
be Burgess Road years ago. And then they decided that it was
Walter
actually
Burgess.
part of the Davenport Road. and They called it because of Walter Burgess. Yes. You know, there's not very many of us who would know that.
Mhm.
Not very many at all.
I remember him.
I don't remember him, but he was one of Sonny's
How long
best.
ago
He
was
was
that?
he was one of Sonny's best friends.
It was years ago. Jesus.
Well, of course, Sonny grew up being best friends with Walter, and Sonny was born in 1920.
Trying to think when he
Just
died.
thinking, we're doing our genealogy and I'm wondering if Walter Burgess was related to my father's family, the Russells and Canton, Hartford, Dixfield.
You're related to Russells?
My maiden name is Russell.
No shit.
Really?
I wouldn't want to do mine.
Maybe Bill can inspect, or just initial the one at the salt shed? If he goes up
Because on
there.
my
Oh,
mother's
yeah.
side.
But not the towing Russells, it's a
That's right,
different
forgot about
Russell.
On my
that.
mother's
Forgot about
side,
that
she
one.
had all
In Canton,
kinds of
Dixfield,
Towing Russells?
not the
uncles.
towing
He asked if we had
Russells.
I
any
don't know
more
anything about towing
buildings.
Russells.
The
I
Russells
forgot
towing,
about the
you have
salt
one in
shed.
I
Bristol.
told him about it. I said it's on a different road. I didn't tell him where.
I forgot about that.
East
No,
Peru is
but
on
my,
the
but
family.
my place was Russell Place
It was.
years ago. Yes. Yes, and matter of fact, Cal Russell owned the lower place and lived there, you know, towards the end of the 19th century.
Mhm.
I guess because Cal was born there, and if Cal was born there, and he was certainly born in the 1800s.
Russell and Bigelow are my family's here, and
Yes.
then they were from Scotland and Norway, Norsemen, and then my mother's family's from down East Maine.
Oh, man, so this is,
Vikings.
highway bridge inspection report, Burgess Road. We do not actually have a Burgess Road in this town. It's Labrador Pond Road. This is the bridge. This is the Bogwood Bridge. used to be Belleville Bridge, and then they put in this multi-plate culvert sometime in the, oh my God, I mean, in the 80s.
Do you mind if I go finish cashing out?
Oh, no,
No,
no.
go
No,
ahead.
no, I think we're done. I think we're done. I think just kind of glancing at this. Why don't you take this, because I'm not going to absorb this, and I certainly don't want to take it along with me. You might as well.
I'll bring the
We'll
computer
keep it
over.
just in case when we might happen to need it.
You can't lock it up anymore.
Huh?
I told Ann I'd bring the computer over because you can't, we got no place to lock it up here.
Well, the other thing is, don't you need to do something about your
Yeah,
recording?
just close it and then don't shut it off and it will save that.
Oh, because I remember you having to go through quite a,
Don't shut it off.
So, but if people have keys that aren't a part of the staff of the town, you leave it here, could they not walk in here and take it?
Yeah, but anybody can get the keys to this place and come in.
Or say somebody has keys that come in and get
Well, they
one.
can go get one from Leanne and come in.
We're all done, you guys.
good night. Thanks for being
We
here.
all have keys. I will give that in June. Because I won't need it anymore, the keys to this place or the other place.